All right.
Take that from the net.
Let's get it.
What's happening, guys? How you feeling today?
It's good.
Alright, feeling good. Going into the new year.
Hell yeah, man. 2020. We got a whole
2020
decade.
vision.
Man. Whole new decade. This is the decade where all the kids our age are really going to make their moves. So this is exciting. Very exciting decade for sure, man.
Or we make ours too.
A lot of
Sure.
shit's gonna happen this decade with everybody we know.
And I saw a question on
crazy.
Twitter that said, like, who's going to be the biggest artist in 2030? And honestly, I think it's someone we probably don't even know yet.
Oh, for a
We
fact.
don't know him yet. So
Music.
I'm really excited.
I'm excited to see where music's gonna be shifting.
Oh,
at that
music's going to
point.
be insane.
Whoever
gonna go
does want to
crazy.
pop off by then, I hope we have him on an interview.
I hope we have him on an interview.
before then.
That'd
And
be
some of the
awesome.
people we've had on blow up. I mean, we've had A-Walk. Shout out to A-Walk, by the way. Y'all need to go tune into that interview.
Shout out
great
A-Walk
interview.
for
For sure, yeah. Just uploaded that onto Apple Podcasts and Spotify today.
On all platforms. You can't
Already
go wrong
know.
with that.
Already
Shit.
know.
And then we got brought on Embry, too. He brings a new style to music. I definitely think he has a very unique sound.
He's
very
actually got a
unique
show
message.
in Fountain Square on Saturday, so go check that out if
for
you want.
sure,
that.
man. For sure, man. Well, just to let y'all know, this is not going to be like one of our stereotypical podcasts. In this one, we're really going to focus on just random thoughts and random questions that we are going to present to you guys we feel is very appealing. So my very first question for you guys is, what is one thing you cannot live without the most?
Well, I think we should tell them first, even that this is kind of going to be a regular thing,
Yes,
too.
yes. That is one thing I've recognized.
Because, we've ranged into interviews now. Now we're trying to range into just more of a random conversation just every week.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
shoot, I don't want to be one of those people that says, like, I can't live without my phone, but, like, I feel like if there's anything I'm on, like, I got my phone
yeah, I
with me
feel
a
that.
lot. I mean,
I didn't,
it's like preferred that I have that on. Like, I can't, I'm not going to say I can't live without it, because I definitely can. But, like, that's just a material item that I feel like
I feel that. Like, I went on
always
a
have.
vacation. I mean, I went on that vacation with you and Logan and everybody to West Virginia. That was an awesome trip.
Oh,
and
my God, man.
We had,
That's-
I mean, I didn't touch my phone really that whole week.
Because that...
And it felt, I don't even know, dude. It just felt so at peace.
It feels so, like, I don't know, in a sense it's, like, purifying because you're not indulging yourself with all, like, the social media and
I kind of
different
didn't,
apps
like,
that you have on
worry
your
about it
phone.
either. I was trying to make sure, like, that I wasn't really thinking about a lot of that external activity. Like, I was really just living in the moment that week, going through everything we were doing, ziplining, whitewater rafting, all that. Like, and it was kind of nice, and I noticed it really brought my anxiety levels down too. Like,
Definitely.
fully. Like, I didn't have one bit of
Because
anxiety the whole
you're
trip.
just with nature at that point, man. You're just with the sounds and the sights and
And it's
I think,
not even
I think that
everything.
can prove right there just how much social media and tech does for our generation,
Yeah.
And it's not even just the fact of having the phone, like, it just because you keep in touch with everybody, people we keep up with the podcast through your phone,
Exactly,
so I
yeah.
think it's a pretty big important thing.
Just a good way of
Just the way you
communicating,
use it. I'm
like,
not
we
saying that
FaceTime
social
each other,
media-
like, every morning, probably.
Yeah,
Just
for
like,
sure.
hey, what you doing today?
Yeah, I'm not doubting that phones are very important, but there are some people that are just so consumed with
Too
their phone
consumed.
they can't even go
Yeah.
5-10 minutes without checking their notifications on any of their social media platforms. It's like
That's when you
you're
know
out
you got a
there,
problem.
You're completely isolated. So I totally agree with you. I mean,
I feel
that trip just completely, it gives you a new sense of, I don't know, it just gives you a new sense of being, in the sense that you're not with everybody, like when you get on that social media app, you can see what everyone's doing and everything,
Yeah.
and when you're out there, there's no one but the people that you came with to communicate with, because you have no service. Hardly any of the fucking appliances work in the damn cabin.
Exactly.
So you're just sitting there and it's just you, your boys, and nature. It's fucking awesome.
Exactly. Brings
It's
you back to
amazing.
fucking the old ages.
What would you
Oh,
what
shit.
would you say?
I mean, I'd probably say, like, going off that, kind of banking off that, probably my car, just because it's a means
That's
for
big.
transportation.
You can bike?
It's a means for transportation.
It's some exercise.
I mean, I don't mind it, like, run or do any of that, but, like, I just like how convenient you can get there that quick with a
Yeah,
car.
that's true.
You can
That's
get there
true.
way quicker than a bike.
Yeah. No question. I mean, obviously, cars are super fucking
But I
important.
feel you. Like, I don't like. I obviously still like going to work out or anything like that. Like,
mean, you'll definitely get your cardio in if you got a bike.
Yeah.
No question. I mean, maybe you might put a motor on that thing and it might go a little bit faster while you're still.
That's what
getting
I'm
the
saying.
workout in.
Engineer some shit though.
Like if you don't have a phone and you don't like if you don't have a car, you can't go anywhere. If you don't have your phone, you can't call anybody to get a ride anywhere.
Well,
My big
So-
thing for there too is
that's not necessarily.
You can't even Uber.
Well, yeah, that's true. But what you could do, this is just a suggestion. Go around to, well, this is a little weird, but go around to just any random old house and be like, hey, look, buddy, do you mind if I borrow your phone? And then you just ask to borrow the phone, and then you can get a ride. Have you ever thought about it in that sense?
yeah. Although people aren't as welcoming now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just gonna go knock on someone's door.
It's
Can I
not
use
as
your phone?
convenient.
Hey, can I use your
nowadays.
phone? No.
No,
Like if
yeah,
some,
get the fuck
to be
outta
honest, if someone came up and like a random ass dude knocked on my door and asked to use my phone, like
It don't work.
I would,
Yeah, sorry. I'd be like, get the
I mean,
fuck out of my face.
I would damn near let them use a phone call, but I'll
Unless
tell you
they
right now.
look like they're like in desperate need, I'd be
Yes.
like, all right, here you go.
Yes, but that's
Like,
the
I
thing. But
understand
what I
you're
was
gonna do
leading to is I would definitely go outside and watch the man use the phone because I don't want him snatching my phone, running off with it. You know.
No, I'd be like holding that, like, hey, I got a speaker. There
What
you
can
go.
Stormy not live without though?
bro, this was a really tough question to be honest. But I would probably have to go with what you said with the phone. I mean, I know I said like that West Virginia trip was all great and all when it came to not using your phone, but at the same time, it also sucked in a sense because I didn't know I didn't know about anybody else other than the boys
You
that I
got
was
YouTube
with.
though. Yeah, I mean, even though like in nature too, like I do wish I could have just like listened to like another podcast that whole
And-
week or something.
and
That would have been enjoyable. Like
Honestly,
listening to
damn
music,
near,
obviously.
Damn near nature is something I can't live without, bro. Like with like that right there, that trip was just.
It's so humbling.
It's so
going on
humbling
that
in a sense
shit.
because you see how, through some of the neighborhoods you drive through in West Virginia, you see just how little some people have. But at the same time, you're surrounded by one of God's greatest creations.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean,
you can't
you
can't
really-
live without trees.
No,
You're
it's,
right.
it's insane.
You
Like,
realize like
Can't
how
breathe.
you realize like
Exactly.
how caught up you are in life. Like that's what it's for, I think.
yeah, that was just
Because
that-
I just realized how much I was doing in my life and just how much I was able to relax that 1 week.
Oh, it was so relaxing. It
it
was
was insane.
People
I
are
mean-
gonna hate this answer. That you're always on your phone. You're proving us right. Everyone can't. is on
Exactly,
their
like
phone
I don't know.
nonstop.
We gotta hey, but you gotta promote this shit.
You
It's
do.
nice to have those breathers, though, is what we're saying.
It is.
Yes,
you can
it's-
detox. For
Like
sure.
even
You can detox off.
Gary said like he'll take a weekend or something, like maybe 1 or 2 days where you're maybe not seeing him post as much because he is taking his time with his family or something different like that.
yeah.
And it's like people are saying like, oh, get away from your phone and go read a book. It's like, well, actually, I can get a book on my phone. So like,
Exactly.
you can just do so many things
And with
through your phone
YouTube,
nowadays.
like-
It's like,
And
Even just trying to find anything to do if you're trying to figure out how to do something, YouTube is just that platform.
Oh, definitely. And
It's
going
the-
back to what you
it's
said
the
about
ultimate.
books. No, it's way more visually appealing reading something on your phone rather than the hard ass textbook. You get what I'm saying? Like
Oh, yeah.
through school, you know, reading a book like I've never really been into reading. So I mean, if someone told me, "Oh, why are you reading on the phone? You go read a book." It's like, dude. Anything that relates to school reading, I'm just not about. Like, I'll read a sports article.
I
but
like
if you tell me
reading
to
articles.
if you tell me to read, what's the book that we read in freshman year?
What?
That everyone was required to read. Fuck, what was that book?
Fahrenheit 450.
No,
any
no.
book, any textbook.
Yeah, just any book in general. But it was To Kill a Mockingbird was the book I
Oh,
was
okay,
referring
yeah.
to.
TK.
But if you're telling me to just like, I'm not gonna read. I'd much rather read To Kill a Mockingbird on my phone
See, I don't know
rather
about that.
than reading a text. I don't know. That's just how I
for
feel.
me, I can read articles and short-term stuff online, but if I'm reading if we got a fucking textbook online, I hate having to like minimize the page and then scroll down. Like if the page is minimized and I
Well,
can
laptop's
see most of
different.
the everything, but if I'm over here like or on my phone even like scrolling down or like having to zoom out just to see all the words, like I hate having to move it around that much. Like I'd rather see I kind of like to see the full picture before it's
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
feel you. And
But
sorry about
I'm
the
different
dogs.
though, you know, like I'm a little
Yeah.
bit different.
I feel you, bro. I mean, it just
Everybody's got their
everybody's got their
taste,
little
though.
nitpick. I feel that.
That's how
It's
they
just,
are.
I don't know. I'd much rather read something on my phone than a textbook, just because any textbook. I mean, obviously this sounds.
I'm gonna read on
stupid,
my
but any
Nook.
textbook. to
My
me,
Nook.
is
My
just-
Nook.
Any
My
textbook
Kindle
that just
Fire.
refers to school. I'm not about it. I don't know. It's just. don't know,
I
I've
feel
just
that,
never really
though.
been
I mean,
able
yeah,
to
look
read
at
it.
that. People try to do things like Nook and Kindle Fire.
I know
and those
people that
things,
still
those
use
things
them
flopped.
sometimes.
I mean, they
like,
flopped.
They
Oh,
did
they
flop, though.
completely flopped.
I know like maybe one person that still uses like a Kindle Fire regularly.
So that
I've-
device specifically didn't work, but maybe people do like read. I mean, people just like reading electronically better than physically.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Dude, I've never even seen one person using a Nook or a Kindle Fire in my life. In all honesty.
Ever?
I'll
No.
say my
Damn, they
grandma
were
had
popping at
my
one
grandma
point.
had a Nook and it never worked. It was just really slow.
It just
Really?
looked so like
Didn't work
low
well.
tech. Didn't it just have like the one button that was like an
Yep.
upside down
Yep.
U and that was
Yeah,
it?
that's literally like
did they
all-
try to basically form like an iBook?
It
Is
was
that what they were
it
trying
was
to go
literally
for?
straight up like one page would pop up and you scroll and you just literally keep on. It literally just held books. That was literally all it fucking did.
So hold on. Did they have like an app store on there where you can actually
Yeah, like
purchase books?
I
and
think
shit?
that's like how it went, but like that was like basically the only main function of it. I think they made them to kind of where they were like an iPad in a sense. You could do a little bit more on them, but like basically it was literally just to read. Like buying that just to read. Which you could already do it like on the laptop or on your phone if you really wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it was a good idea at one
but-
point.
I mean, it was a good idea, but they also didn't realize, like, dude,
It didn't
obviously
have any
technology,
longevity,
obviously
yeah.
technology's going to advance, and that's going to go out of style within probably, because you got to think, Apple at that point was on the rise. They were going to make something that was going to pop. So they probably knew they had like a 1 to like 2.5 year time frame where those things would pop
before
and then-
Apple would figure it out.
I
feel
mean,
that.
Apple figured it out pretty fucking quick. I mean, Apple blew them out of the water, obviously. So
Well, let's switch this shit up. So, what would you define as success?
I would define success as when you not only make a positive impact on yourself, but you make a positive impact on the people closest around you. It doesn't even necessarily have to be like materialistic
that.
success. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
just
feel
saying,
that.
if you make a positive impact in some type of way to someone other than yourself, that's a success to me.
And everybody has different perspectives.
That's
on,
how
like,
I
on
feel.
how they define success.
Yeah,
but-
obviously there's multiple different
and
definitions.
definitely I agree with you on like just leaving an impact on somebody, but like for me defining success is just to be like financially like stable for myself,
I
you know,
like
have a
that.
family, like, but still be like still exceed in my career, my expectations, and still like be successful in that way.
Yeah, for sure, man. I totally agree
Because
with
I
that.
really see like I have just a big vision of success, and like just to see myself carry through with that just to a high, like at a high level, not even just like it's kind of how Cardi had said in that interview we were watching, like I just want to have my name carry weight, like
Yes.
people remember who I was and what I was doing.
And that weight that he's talking about doesn't even necessarily have to be like big weight. Just be remembered in some type of way, in a positive way. I think that's what Cardi was trying to say. Like,
Leave your
it doesn't
mark.
matter.
Leave your mark
Just,
on the world.
Yeah, just leave your mark on the world in a positive way. You don't want to be remembered as obviously a bad person. You don't want to be remembered like Bill Cosby. Okay, you
like
don't want to
that.
be like that. All right.
That's
'Cause
how I
once-
feel though. Like, I mean, it's really different for everybody, like how you said, but I would say like that too. I'd say the success is really just ultimately if you can provide for your family and those actually around you that you need to provide for, and you're actually a genuine person and leave a positive impact, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
As long as people like when you're gone one day look at you in a positive light, I think that has defined you as a successful person in some way. Like if you have a strong remembrance, something that really sticks with somebody.
Because
like,
I feel like people nowadays view success as like having a bunch of money. Because I feel like social media has played a huge impact on that though too. Because a lot of these different people are trying to compare themselves to that celebrity. It's like you can't do that. They've obviously put in the hard work and time to actually get to that point. But they're basically trying to preach in all those messages, in my opinion, is if you put in the work and the time, shit's gonna happen.
It's about happiness
Exactly.
too. It's about like being able to be happy with what you're doing. Like it doesn't matter if you're a superstar to the world or if you're just to your family. Like it's
I
just,
think that's important
that's
too, because
success.
I even talk to so many people that just seem like they don't really like necessarily maybe what they're doing to the full extent right now, and it makes me seem like they're not as happy as a person, but like they're still living a successful life in that same sense. So like there's like a gray area.
But the thing is, like Gary Vee always says, you are in fucking control. That's the
That's how I
ultimate
look
goal.
at
Like
it
that's
too,
the ultimate
honestly.
message. You are in control of your own life. And like Big Matty Swag always says, shout out to Matty Ice. You ought to go check out his TikToks. He's pretty fucking funny. But
Shout
like
out
Matt
to
always
boy.
says, live life to the fucking fullest. If you're not happy with your job, then go out just whatever the hell you enjoy doing, go out and try to go out and enjoy it. You
Fucking
know what I'm saying? Like,
vibe.
go enjoy what you enjoy doing. Do whatever it takes to get to that point where you can work a job where you just enjoy your job and you enjoy the people that you work with and you enjoy obviously
that's a saying,
your, profession.
What'd you say in that, like, our first episode? You gonna just keep sitting on the toilet seat, or?
Oh, you're gonna shit or get off the pot. It's that simple.
Yeah.
That's what
Shit
it
or get
ultimately.
off the
I mean,
pot.
that's what it ultimately boils down to. I mean, are you either gonna make your mark in the world, or are you just gonna let it sit and you're just gonna go with the flow, just let it happen? you
Exactly.
know?
I mean, that's how
That's
I look
ultimately
at
what
it too.
boils down to, bro. I mean,
Well, going into that, another good question, just kind of thought provoking. Where do you draw the line between arrogance and confidence? I think this is real important too.
okay, well, I feel like arrogance is when you're cocky about something you shouldn't be cocky about, and confidence is just where you're confident in your abilities that you know that you can go with. You get what I'm saying?
This is how I would put it, because this is like I feel like these things are very, very commonly mistaken for one another.
all the time.
All the time.
Many people, when you're building something or doing anything, like how you said on the A-Walk interview, and like what were we talking about? Like try to build you up, or
Yeah.
like until you get there.
Yeah,
you know?
leveling up.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But like people mistake people having confidence and people trying to do something for themselves as arrogance, when really they're just trying to do something that's gonna at that point in time have a better their life like years down the line.
Yeah.
Even if it could be a longer term or anything like that. But like arrogance and confidence, they're so close. I don't even know. They're so closely related. I feel
There's
like
a
they just
bunch
get
of gray
mistaken for
area.
all the
You
time.
get what I'm like? There's
Like,
just a
there's no
bunch of-
problem. There's no problems being arrogant about something.
Like it's really off the perspective of whoever
but
the
it's like-
other person is.
It's hard because there's nothing wrong with confidence. Like
No, nothing
having
wrong at all.
confidence can come from putting in the work. Like you're confident in yourself because you're like I've put like Jordan.
I think
would say.
having confidence is still maybe being that positive person, like
Yes.
having that positive outlook. The people who are actually arrogant are probably confident still, but there may be an asshole on the side.
Yes, that's
the difference.
That's the big difference because you see.
That's what I would say.
Because I would say like there's definitely a select few artists around obviously music that you can say are pretty arrogant. Like we're not gonna obviously we don't have to say them out loud, but I can name a few off the top of my head right now
And
that
once-
I view as a little arrogant.
And once
And
you
once
get to
you
that
reach
level,
that level
yeah,
of
yeah.
success, then you're
You-
gonna
you're-
there's,
you
you're
are
gonna
allowed-
be arrogant.
You've earned
There's
that, right?
part
Yeah.
of that you
But,
kind
I
of
mean,
like
but
have
be
to
humble.
carry that
Yes,
confidence.
exactly. You earn that right, but yet you shouldn't take advantage of that right and just automatically become an asshole because you're a celebrity. Like with me, if this podcast did blow up, and I think that if we keep on putting in the
I
work,
think
this
you mean
could
what?
blow up, and it will blow up.
I think you mean to
okay?
say when.
Yeah, well, when this motherfucker gets to the top, I'm not gonna just I'm gonna reach out with everybody. Like I'm not gonna be that asshole that like passes by a fan that's like asked him. I mean, obviously they may not ask for an autograph, but I don't know. Growing up, I watched sports, and I've heard a bunch of stories where these different
I've heard that with
athletes
John Wall.
just pass by people and just don't. Yeah, wasn't it Zion tried to get an autograph from John Wall and he skipped
I
him?
forget.
I
Do
think
you
that's
have a
what the
story?
story
Do
was.
you have a story like this?
I mean, when you have that many people surrounding you, like you're not gonna be able to get to everybody.
It's
Oh, I
really
know
too.
that.
You got to think about it too. Like when it comes with being that celebrity, you have to understand it. But when it comes to being that consumer and you're walking up to that person, you could have the worst time.
Okay, but there are.
They
but
could
the
just
thing
be a
is,
bad
there are
timing in
multiple
their
different
life or
ways
day.
to go about it. Though, like you shouldn't just pass by the dude, not say anything, and don't give him an autograph. Like for an example,
That's what I'm saying. You have to understand
No,
it
because
as
I have a
as
really
the
good
role,
story
too.
regarding this. Like when I was at a Colts game, I think I was about probably 13, 14. I think they were playing the Jets on Monday night, and George Hill just happened to be there, and I saw him going into the pro shop, but I think hardly anyone noticed him. So I stopped him, asked for an autograph, but he respectfully and politely said, "Look, man, I would give you an autograph and like a picture, but the thing is, I obviously talk about the people in the stadium. Like if they see me getting an autograph and a picture with you, then everyone's going to bombard me, and I don't necessarily want that because I'm just here with my family." You see, like there's a difference
See,
you can go about it. You
I
get what
kind of
I'm
have a
saying?
story like that too, and it's kind of the same situation. Like that Juice concert I was talking about that I went to in Chicago with Luke, Dill, and Kyle. We were literally waiting there for hours, and I told you he came around hanging out the car with Lil Baby in the car and everything. Comethazine opened up that concert, and he literally walked out of the door. We had this door that had these stairs going up to the top room, and we knew that's probably where most of the people chilled beforehand. And Comethazine came down and was asking if anybody had a Juul charger. And like literally me, Kyle, and Luke were like the only people, like the core people right there by the door. And then it was Comethazine and like a manager guy like walking in front of him. And he came out and we were like, hey, like, bro, can we get a picture real quick? We know like everybody's in line, like literally right around us. Like everybody was in line. It wrapped around the corner of the building and was going way down the street. And like he literally just like respectively said, like, he's like, hey, we got to go set up. Like, I'm sorry, but I just need to get a Juul charger right now. We got to go set up. And we were like, hey, like, I guess I understand it. Fuck
that's
it.
what I'm saying. There are multiple different ways you can.
It was
go
cool
about.
to like talk to him though. Still, like we were like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, what? He was like, hey, what's good? Like,
it's just when certain like celebrities get to a level, like you learn to accept, like, okay, these guys are gonna be arrogant because what they're doing is popping.
Yeah,
but it's
and like I
other than
understand.
that,
too.
I would say just be humble, because like it's okay to be confident in what you're doing, because you're not gonna get anywhere unless you're confident in yourself and believe in yourself and what you're doing. And once you can start to get a rhythm and a flow with being confident and what you're doing starts to have some success, then you can start to be a little bit arrogant about it if you want to. But just be humble, man. That's how you're going to get people
like,
to be on your side.
Even in that situation, like, I looked at it as, you know, they're literally about to perform. Like, he's on tour. This is his job. Like, he's not screwing around. He's got to go make his money. Like, I understand.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. You got to understand that they're obviously at a concert venue. They're trying to get it in, man.
Yeah,
they're
like
trying
they're
to get
there
their
for a
block.
reason. We're all about to go see him.
Exactly.
Perform,
You
like.
paid to go see that motherfucker.
I swear,
you know?
like.
So, I don't know. But moving on, man. What person or people have been the biggest inspiration in your life?
My family. Just I wouldn't say like just because to look at like a celebrity as somebody that's like inspirational to you, that's okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I think the people that have like taught me right from wrong and how to live your life as like a respectable like man, father, you know. So people like that have probably inspired me the most. Just because I know they've been through experiences, they've been through situations, and they never neglected to take care of me and my brothers and anyone in my family. You know, everyone just takes care of themselves, so I just appreciate that.
Hell yeah. Shout out Sheila. Love you.
Yeah, I feel that. I'd probably say my parents too, just because like growing up, I feel like my parents made me more so become just a real genuine person. Like, I actually cared about other people, as I still am a real empathetic person if you really have something to share with me. But like, if I maybe see through that I'm talking to you about something, but I see that maybe you wouldn't help me as much, I still even do like help a lot of those people like with whatever they're trying to deal with, but I don't expect anything in return. So like having those core values and having those ethical values, I think, is something that can show where that true inspiration comes from, like how you grew up.
But it's also like inspiring to see like there's celebrities that have
Exactly.
come up throughout, like,
Everybody's
there's
got their
well-known
role
people.
models, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their role models.
You see them going through things, kind of like Roddy Ricch talked about, looking up to Young Thug more so than
Biggie
and Tupac.
Yeah.
Just
And I
because-
mean, I've honestly, like, I've spent a lot of time just really to myself in my own head, like, from experience of watching other celebrities, watching interviews and things. And I feel like that is something that's honestly just helped me grow as a person so much too, is really just continuing to be in my own head, talking to myself and continuing to figure things out with my own
motivate
self.
yourself,
like,
man.
I think it's really important to have that, like, to really have conversations with yourself in that light, because a lot of people just don't take the time to do it. They just go through the motions.
And what's so wild is people think that like talking and thinking to yourself is weird. Like, have you
No,
ever
yeah,
noticed that?
like people
I don't
will
know.
watch that and literally
Dude,
think that that's weird,
yeah.
but like that's the thing.
Dude,
like those are probably people that have not taken the time to do
Yes,
it.
dude, I catch myself multiple times per day talking to myself about what, like, just motivating myself and giving myself just inspiration.
I don't even
you know?
mean like fully talking either. Like, I mean even
No,
having a
I know.
conversation in
Dude,
my head.
I'll sometimes
like,
find
straight up.
myself
I literally
fully
talk
talking to
sometimes
myself,
too,
like just
yeah.
trying to keep myself going throughout the day, just indulging myself.
Yeah, I
with-
noticed
Keep
that
you
about you,
motivating
too.
a little
Huh?
bit.
I noticed that about you too.
Yes, bro. I'm telling
Really?
You probably do.
Have you caught him talking to
Yeah.
himself?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if he's talking to dogs or
You
himself.
probably have.
I've had
bro.
someone tell me that, or like my
Yeah.
brother, you know, somebody walks
Yeah.
in, you're like, oh, what you doing?
Yeah,
Nothing,
dude,
I'm just
I
talking to someone on
Yeah,
FaceTime.
dude, my mom, you don't even realize how many times my mom has literally caught me talking to myself, like just trying to, because a lot of the time I'm mostly just trying to catch a routine because I'm a very routine-oriented person. Like, if I get fucked up on my routine or the schedule, my whole day is screwed. So I'll continually throughout the day just, like, talk to myself, all right, what am I doing here? What am I doing? You know, just constantly communicating amongst myself. You know?
Yeah. It's a good way to keep yourself focused, I guess.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
It keeps me just on my shit, you know? It keeps me legit, like, even in school, bro, like, just knowing.
And you
like,
have to know yourself, like, as a person. If, I mean, so.
Yeah, and obviously. So, I mean, I definitely think the biggest inspirations in my life is obviously, I've talked about it before, my dad. He did not have a very good growing up. He went through a lot of shit. He never really had a dad. It was just him and my grandma, and then we're blessed that my grandfather did come into his life when he was 12, and he's just a rags to riches story, and he basically just shows that if you just put just your time and energy into something that you are passionate about and you care about, the possibilities are endless. Because, I mean, growing up, he never thought that he'd get to this point. But with hard work and dedication and getting through those hard times, look where he is now.
And that showed you that you can do it too.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I always try to replicate myself to him, and I think most people can see like very big similarities between me and my dad. Like, when it comes to our humor, me and him are damn near the same person, because I've always looked up to him when it came to his humor, because literally anybody that he associates himself with or like is around, he makes them die laughing at something he fucking says, whether it's smart, stupid, it could be whatever.
Yeah.
This man just rattles off some of the funniest fucking sayings I've ever heard in my life. All right, so that's obviously one person I would say is a big inspiration in my life, and then the second person would be my grandfather. I got him tatted on me. Obviously, he left a mark on me. And I just say that just because I see a lot of similarities between me and him. Growing up, I mean, I was diagnosed at the age of 3 with autism, and that definitely, I mean, it shook the family, you know. And
I didn't even realize that you had that for the longest time.
No,
either, bro. You would never know.
And the thing is, like, with autism, it's based on a spectrum. So when I was diagnosed with it, I'm literally like on like the thinnest layer of the spectrum you could possibly be. It literally only affects me in school. That's really about it. Like, socially, at first it definitely did affect me. Like, I had a hard time making eye contact.
I feel like if anything, it helps now. You don't even give a fuck. You're just like,
dude,
hey, what up, bro? Like, I'll go talk to whoever.
Up, dog?
Like, straight up.
But also, like with my grandpa, he was diagnosed with dyslexia at a very early age, and a lot of his people, like a lot of the, like his family, well, not necessarily his family, because my great grandmother Gigi, I call her Gigi, obviously loved him to death. Obviously, that's her fucking son. But people in the school were saying, "Oh, he's just gonna grow up to be a farmer. He's stupid. He's dyslexic." And
when it could not even, school's not.
And
for
even like
obviously.
people within my family could see that, like, me and my grandpa just had like a different connection in a sense, because even like when I was diagnosed with autism, like he told my mom, he was like, if he's ever in trouble with me, like basically growing up and like, let's just say I got into some trouble, like just criminally, he said he would move me out to somewhere where we wouldn't be able to communicate with anybody else, and he would raise me, and we could be
no way,
happy.
That's crazy.
And like,
I never met him, but I just respect him, because how old did you say he was when you guys went skydiving?
Oh
or dated?
Shit, he was like 60. No, he was 70. It was his 70th birthday present. Motherfucker went skydiving. That's my Twitter on my. That's my header on Twitter. On my individual Twitter. Bro, he's just holding up the peace, motherfucker. Because this man back in the day used to support Nixon, so he's holding up the peace sign. I mean,
would you ever skydive?
Oh, dude, that's something.
Dude.
That is literally what I think, because it's literally the biggest adrenaline rush I feel like as a human you can achieve.
That's risky.
So I think by doing that, it literally tells you once you come back down and make it down, if you do.
Whoa. Yeah.
That, I mean, once I make it back down, I literally just did the most adrenaline rushing aspect of anything you could do right now. Like, I can do anything else on this earth that I'm trying to set my mind to. That's like, I just kind of look at it as like an achievement almost.
Well, let's just
face of fear in a way.
Let's just
you
hope
achieve that you got nuts if you can jump out of a plane.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not knowing if it's
shit, if you can jump out of a plane that's 10,000 feet plus in the air, fuck, you can do whatever. It don't matter.
I'm trying to go enough to where I can maybe do it by myself. Like, honestly.
Hey, how many new subscribers would it take for us to just skydiving.
Bro, when we get to 1,000, we should all go skydiving. We should all go skydiving.
Make it more realistic.
Make it 200. 200, I'll go skydiving.
200, yeah.
200 subscribers, we will go skydiving.
200
and
right now,
vlog
though?
it.
I mean, I'm down.
I don't
to
give a
go.
fuck, I'm
I
going
just think
skydiving.
that might come a little quicker than we're expecting.
But what I was going to tell you.
200 subscribers, you heard it.
Yes, you heard it.
Fuck
But
it.
I remember how you said you hope that you get down there. You hope that you make it down the skydive. Yes, most of the time you do make it down. But what I'm saying is you better hope you make it in one piece, because my uncle, when he went skydiving, he broke his fucking tibia when he went down. Broke his fucking leg in that. When he landed, his foot got caught on the grass. But the thing is,
the landing, you gotta be careful,
the force was pushing so hard down that it just.
Yeah, let's make it 1,000.
Yeah, actually, you know what?
I'm telling you though, when we get to 1,000, I'm down to do it.
Okay, well, make it 1,000. I mean, you said more realistic, so I made it 200.
I know, that was too real.
1,000.
That's hey, you picked
1,000's realistic.
That's on you.
I'm telling you.
We're going back. We're going back.
We're going back to 1,000.
We were capping.
All right,
Yes.
1,000.
1,000 subscribers.
I'm dead ass about that too. Like, I'm down to do that with y'all.
Save this video. Mark it up.
Fuck yeah, no question.
I mean, it's going up.
Book
They're gonna know. They can.
Book it. Let's go. Get the plane up and let's get out of here.
Get the shit. Noah can take us up.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit! I'll be crazy. But all right.
But that spells splat.
Bro, but all I know is the very first thing I'm doing before I hop on the plane. Salute to fucking Robert.
We gotta watch.
Baby. Salute to Bob.
We gotta watch the Drake and Josh episode before we go.
Oh, hell
spells
yeah.
Yeah, splat. What's it say? I forget. But the last one was
pray.
and then it's
What's the
touchdown.
Oh yeah, squat, pray,
Touchdown.
something stupid, man. I don't even know.
That'll be interesting.
shit's
See if we
fried.
get that.
Oh, that'll be very.
One
interesting.
case. See how quickly it happens.
We'll see. We'll see.
See how quickly that
We hope
happens
it.
now.
I mean, hey, it could. I mean, shit, it could happen in a week.
I
now
mean,
that
shit.
we fucking said
Even if
Nice
it
going,
happens, even if
genius.
it happens that quick, we gotta do it.
we got to do it. We got
I'll
to
do
go
it.
through.
I mean, it's worth it
yeah,
for
no
that.
question.
We're
bro.
set now.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking shit.
Hey,
Hey, whoa.
Sheesh.
Take it easy. All right, boys. Well, if you had to choose a movie, what movie had the biggest impact when it came to your perspective on how you think about life and the way that you should go about it?
I got two. That comes
I
straight
got one
to
real recent.
That comes straight to
Uncut Gems.
Oh.
One, if you owe somebody money, just pay them back. Like, don't try to gamble. Don't play with somebody else's money. You got money you owe them, pay 'em.
And if
Not trying to spoil nothing, but
yeah, if you haven't seen it, go see that. I would say mine. I got two. We're Your Friends. It's this DJ movie with Zac Efron. Few people.
Great movie.
That movie, I just feel like that really hones in on
Yeah, definitely.
living a real positive life and kind of just chasing a dream. I feel like that's what that's about. And then biggest one for me that resonates with me always is Pursuit of Happiness.
I was just thinking
Pursuit
that,
of Happiness.
yeah.
That's
big.
that's literally you just see him and his son going through the struggle and everything, and you literally you just feel at the end you're so happy for them,
Oh my
like
God.
literally.
Because the thing
It is the pursuit
I
of
feel like
fucking
any
happiness.
movie that Will Smith has participated in has some sort of motivation instilled within the movie that they're trying to get you to understand. Because mine is I Am Legend. Because you got to think, this
like
motherfucker
that
is
one,
just
too.
him and his dog. He's
Yeah.
fighting for his. He's fighting for his damn life. And that's how I feel like you should go throughout life. You got to fight for yours, man. You got to fight for your fucking profession, man. If you want to actually do that profession like we're doing right now, this industry's cutthroat,
And that's
man.
how he is in
We gotta
Pursuit of
go after
Happiness.
it.
You see him running down, chasing down the homeless dude, taking his
Hell yeah,
the little
that's
machine
what I'm
from him
saying.
straight up. Like
Chase that bag.
he's
Chase
over here.
that.
He's over here. He has to even lock the bathroom at that one point.
Dude.
He's in there just like crying.
The motherfucker
and-
was pounding the door, and he's just, oh, that was sad. He had to lay on a toilet roll paper, man. That was.
And he had to like act and keep his cool the whole time he was going to that office and doing the training and everything
Yeah,
like that.
that's-
It's insane.
And he was going through the shit with the wife, the old lady.
And that just proves to you too, like you can see people that put off that like put on that persona, put on that character, but like you really might not see what's going on behind doors. Like they could be struggling, like you don't even know.
Oh yeah, you
like-
truly just never know. Like, because that's the thing. That's the ultimate rule. You can't judge a book by its cover. You don't know what that person has gone through or seen.
Anybody-
so you shouldn't make a prejudgment on them.
Like
you know?
anybody can put on a smile straight up.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if they if you
'Cause
really want to.
At the end of the day, what do people always say? Fake it till you make it. I mean, that's how some people go throughout life.
Mm-hmm.
Fake it till you get to that point where you're satisfied, which you shouldn't ever be satisfied, but that's just how some people go about it. So,
Yep.
I don't know. But
Hell yeah.
But leading on into the next question, boys. If you had to describe your happy place, what is that location and what does it entail?
Easily, just a basketball gym. If I'm on a court, if I'm in the gym, like that's a happy place for sure. Just wanting to make a career out of coaching in it. I've definitely noticed now, ever since, even like after high school, anytime I'm just playing, it could be playing pickup, I could be at a tournament or anything like that. It's just that's just a happy place for me. Like, I'm like, yep, I can see myself being here every day for the rest of my life and have no problems with that.
I like that. I think for me, it'd probably be probably being on a beach of all places, just 'cause like I just love to soak up sun and just enjoy me. Like, I just like listening to music while I'm on the beach. Just I go talk to people. Like, when I went on spring break, I was always just trying to talk to new people, meet new people the whole time. I met people.
Yeah.
We met a whole group of people right when we got there. Like, literally right when we stepped foot on the beach. And I don't know. It's just, I think it's cool just making genuine connections like that. Like,
Yeah,
over
for
time,
sure,
like
man.
actual organic connections, not
Because
through
you
the
never
phone.
know. You never know. It's all about who you know in today's day and age,
Exactly.
man, when it comes to getting a job
and
and
like,
making a career out of it.
I like making connections through technology, and it's obviously super important, and you're going to make a ton that way. But I love when it's more of an organic thing, or someone maybe you have been talking to through online, you finally get to meet that person and like you guys actually share a conversation. It's like way cooler than talking through the phone. Like, it's
definitely.
It's just so much better.
Because at the end of the day, text talk is way different than actual talk.
And you
Because
leave like feeling like you know a little bit more about each other. I feel like.
Shoot, if
in
you're on a
real
beach, everyone's in a
conversation.
good mood. They're
Yeah,
willing
you know,
to meet you. Like, that's a spot. If you're gonna meet people, like, go to a
Everyone's
beach.
in their happy
yeah,
place
they're
on
gonna
the
be
fucking
happy
beach.
on
Exactly.
the beach.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my happy place is literally just an image. And what I mean by that is, me and my family last summer, we took a trip to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We were in the penthouse. Me and my dad were out sitting out on the back deck facing the ocean when it was like 9:30. The sun was just now starting to set. And me and him are just out there smoking cigars. That's my happy place. Me and Papa Storm kicking it, you know, Jones and just
Shooting
I
the
feel you,
shit.
dude. There's nothing like
Smoking a
that
stogie.
too. Watching the horizon like just on a beach is insane.
oh, it's so
Because
mesmerizing.
I mean, you're just watching that point of where the water and the sky meet.
Yeah,
You're
and
literally
what's-
just
And
watching.
what's so fucking wild
It's
about that
dope.
whole thing is I had shuffle on my phone, and just right as the sun was setting, it was Louis Armstrong, "What a Wonderful World" turns on, and that just, dude, I don't know why, but I just got
What
like
a
a
wonder.
surge of a cold chill going from my top of my neck all the way down to my ass crack.
And that's
Because I was
when-
just thinking, dude, that's all Grandpa Beckett, bro. Like, there's no fucking way. Because that was one of his favorite songs. Like,
That's
I
dope.
know for a fact that dude listened to Louis Armstrong because he loved jazz.
That's something
So
too.
right when it turned on, I was like, you're the fucking
Also,
man.
shout out the greatest music hip hop festival in the world, Rolling Loud. I can easily say that was a happy place for
bro.
me amongst like
I'll see about it.
just the energy is just insane there. Like, everyone it's just a great vibe all around. You got your favorite artist performing, like they're right there.
Hey, and shout out to Tariq and Matt for even making the
Making that
first
happen.
one possible.
Hell yes.
And how much they've grown that thing, because
they've grown an
that's
empire.
that's an ultimate goal. Like, so many people just want to base everything off of, and it is perfect to base something.
And
off of.
we
It's
can honestly say
amazing.
that they are inspiration to us too, because we want to build an empire similar to that, and obviously not the exact same empire,
Similar
but we want to build
crowd.
something similar to that. Yes.
It'd be awesome, and it seems unreachable, but like
after you go there,
anything's fucking.
Oh, it's
impossible.
gonna be.
that'll become a happy place.
It's gonna be an out of body experience.
That's what
I
I'm
already
saying.
feel it.
I can't, dude. I can't.
Because all I know is
I was showing my
'cause, I mean,
brother
we
the
saw
crib.
we saw Travis just in Indy, and that was an out of body experience.
I've
but
seen
I can
him
only
twice, and it's
imagine
insane.
the energy out there.
Miami,
Rolling
you got your
around
beach.
Miami.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Absolute
right by
fucking
the beach.
pandemonium.
Go to the beach after we end up going to Rolling Loud after the festival.
Exactly.
Straight
Oh,
up.
yes, dude.
Go down to the clubs, run into maybe some
Hey, I
celebrities.
turned
It's
21
awesome, bro.
that fucking week.
We're gonna try to get some interviews down there.
I would love to get some interviews
Oh,
down there. That'd be
no
awesome.
question.
That'd be.
We gotta
a re-
vlog
that's a real goal.
every second of that. That's
Yeah, we're
gonna be-
definitely gonna try to have a little vlog trip for everybody to watch when we get back from
for
that.
sure,
Trying to like
man.
document that whole journey
For
of
sure.
that.
All I know is May 6th, that night,
Oh.
it's going.
The first night.
It's going
close.
down.
Sooner than you think.
Yeah, coming way sooner than you think, Bob. All right, move on to the next question. What's the wisest thing you've ever heard someone say to you?
Shoot, this was from like an anonymous person, but I don't know if you would call it like wise, but it just kind of makes you think. Like the day you die, the person that you were would meet the person that you were supposed to become, and like saying that's like.
Oh.
That would be like the definition of like what hell would be like, is just meeting the person you were supposed to become versus who you are. And hearing that, like after I heard that, I was like, yo, that is deep. Like
Don't be a false impersonation
Like,
of yourself the
be-
whole time.
yeah.
you're
Dude,
living.
that kind of scares me.
be
That's
yourself.
crazy.
That scares the shit
I
out
like
of me,
that,
dude.
though.
That rocked me to the fucking core, dude.
Does that
What
not?
the fuck is that?
That's crazy.
So
That's crazy.
that person's saying, when you are pronounced dead, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna see the person that you were supposed to be. And
If you would have just done it, like,
Done
gone
it
after everything that gone after everything, like, just lived life to the
that's what
absolute
it's saying.
fullest. I mean,
That's
it is.
exactly what the
'Cause
message is.
even-
I
it
fuck
is.
with
Because
that.
even everybody at that point probably isn't. Everybody misses out on at least something, you know. Like everybody probably misses out on something, but it's whether or not you like truly regret that.
Yeah.
But that being said, like seeing that person at the very end, if you would have taken every opportunity possible,
Right.
that's insane.
It just makes
to
you
look
think
at.
more about like
Yeah.
capturing every
Yeah.
moment like that.
Yeah, I
'Cause
was-
then you really
oh,
try to
that
think-
creeped me out.
That
You'll
makes
see
me like
one
really
squirt.
want to think the rest of the day. Like
I know when I saw that, I was like, like I said, I don't know that that's a wise way of thinking, but that will
That's
definitely.
I
make
mean,
you
it's
think.
a wise but terrifying way
Yeah.
of going throughout life. You know,
I think it's
But
kind of like
Just makes you say.
I think
it's
kinda
motivational
curious.
in a
Yeah,
sense,
it's
too.
like you want to. Whenever you're gone, you want to be, live the life that you.
Yeah,
could,
it's
that
just
you
a bunch of
could,
feelings packed into one saying. Like, you could go about feeling different ways about it, you know? You could feel motivated, you could feel terrified, you could feel inspired. It just depends, you know?
Right. What about you?
You know, wisest thing I've ever heard anybody say. I'm really not even completely entirely sure
This
yet.
is going to be
You
fried.
go. You go.
This is going to be absolutely fried, okay? The wisest thing I've ever heard someone say, I'm not going to say who said it, but no matter how hot the girl is, there's someone always tired of fucking them.
Oh, okay.
It's true. Because that's the thing, like, whenever you are looking for someone to settle down with, you don't want to necessarily go after, like, you don't want to go after just the baddest bitch just because you don't know what she's all about. Because I'm telling you,
Hey, and let's
no
be
matter
honest.
how hot they
Let's
are,
be honest.
There's
there's someone
snakes in the
tired of
grass.
this shit.
Bitches be capping. Straight up.
Cap. I swear, man. But that's.
Motherfucking
You
cap.
just got to be careful because you want to meet someone that you feel is on the same type of track as you in that sense. You know, you want to make sure that you date someone or get with someone that you feel. To me, like whenever I go out and date, or not date, but if I'm trying to like go out and like try to talk to someone and like basically engage, like, hey, I'm into you. I'm looking for someone like the type that I could see myself. This is a little weird, but I could see myself marrying, damn near. Like
Everybody
the
thinks
girl
that way.
needs to be the type that you could really like bring home to the family and they'd be proud of you.
I'm the
You
same
know?
way. Like if you're not dating to marry me, then like
What are we doing? Are we
yeah,
just
I'm not wasting my
screwing
time.
on the side?
And I hate when so many girls like take that like for granted too. Like you always like be making friends with them or something, and like they literally think you want to fuck them right away or
Yeah,
something.
bro,
When that's not like, dude. I literally have so many friends that are fucking girls at the same time. Like I literally have way more dude friends probably, but like I have plenty of friends that are girls that I'm literally just homies with. Like
Yeah, me
it's
too.
just how the fucking cookie crumbles. Like straight up.
Really, man.
People just try to come to false assumptions on so much shit.
It's just like women, that's the main thing. Like, they generalize us in a sense, just because not every dude, like when they slide in your DMs, not every dude's trying to fuck right off the bat, you know? It's not like Tinder, okay? We're not looking for a one night stand. No, maybe we're actually looking for a fucking connection with you because we see something.
That's part of the reason.
This generation of guys has ruined
Because
that for the
I
the
swear
real
to
ones.
God,
No,
bro,
the
that's
real
the
ones.
thing.
That's part of the reason I really don't even be talking to nobody like that at school, because I don't even feel the need to, because everybody just tries to assume shit like that, and it just pisses
There's
me
no
off.
trust.
Like, it literally pisses
There's no
me
commitment. There's no trust. There's nothing.
It's just weird to have a conversation with somebody sometimes, because you can just see them like trying to assume something like that. You can just see it in their eyes, like the way that they're acting.
They're
You're
trying
like,
to come to conclusions. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to jump to the conclusion about you, make a prejudgment about you. Oh, they're hitting me up just to fuck. Like, no, that's not always the case, you know? Like, because that's the thing. I don't necessarily go out of my way just to talk to just a bunch of different fucking girls. The only time I'll ever truly like slide into girls' DMs or like shoot them a text or something is like if I truly feel like, damn, I could see myself with this girl. Like, she's cute, she's cool. Like,
most of the time nowadays too, I've just came to the conclusion of where like I'll ask anybody to hang out. Like, literally, this applies to anybody. Like, I'll ask anybody new to hang out certain times, because I like to meet with new people here and there, because, you know, chilling with y'all, obviously us three are together every day. That's something that always sticks. But like going to the people that are in a core circle above that, I always try to expand that group a little more. Like, I want to meet new people, obviously. Who doesn't? And then if those people don't hit me back or something, I'm like, all right, screw that. Like, I'm not gonna hit them up anymore. Then, like, straight up.
yeah, it's just I don't know.
Wise words from ASAP from the Nag.
Yes, very, very wise words. Well, boys, that was a nice little random thoughts section, but let's shift into something a little bit more serious.
This is very, very serious.
We got a continent that's on fire right now. Australia is legit on fire, dog.
And like that's a serious fucking issue.
But the crazy thing about social media is they want to just focus on all these like World War III memes and shit, and like it's not even cool to joke about that. But they're not even focused on what's actually that's actually happened. Like World War III, it hasn't been started yet. Obviously, it's not actually going. They haven't announced. Yep, World War III is going on.
All right, now some of those memes are actually fucking hilarious.
Yes, some of the memes are hilarious. I will admit, it's fun to joke about that.
The parody U.S. Army account that came out that is just like, yo, we'll recruit you too. We don't care. Like,
straight up, like
going out for
those memes
anybody.
have had me fucking rolling.
Hey, whatever. Like, I know you see it when it pops up, and you're like, oh, you think like because they try to forge the verification thing. What do you think about those people that tweet got quoted by that, and they're looking at that like, oh, is this real?
Shit, is this the real Oh god!
Like, oh no, it's just a parody.
That's fried. But like straight up though, like when it comes to Australia, like this shit is horrible.
You got
bro.
kangaroos, koala bears, all these
Bro,
animals catching
on
on
a
fire.
serious
Like,
note,
I love
this
those
is
animals.
absolutely
Dog,
horrible.
Almost 1 billion animals have been killed. I think it's obviously probably gotten up to 1 billion now. I mean, it's only rising.
And these
at
are
this
like
point.
rare animals as it is, so it's like that's really sad.
And it's so like I honestly haven't looked into it enough, and I feel bad. I even feel bad on that. Like I know obviously the drought's what caused it. Starting, I read that it started maybe early September of 2019, and it's got to where it has been now. But over that time, it's just like what are you supposed to do when you're in a drought like that? Like, is there anything?
The problem is
we gotta figure something out.
It's so down south on the equator that it's so fucking dry. Even if you put water on the damn thing, it's so dry to the point where it's still gonna fucking
it's
burn.
like horrible.
That's why they need. And here's the thing: at this point in time, I think we can all conclude climate change is real, dog. You got come on now.
Yeah,
I mean,
anybody who fucking
anyone that
that's
has
a
a
myth.
fucking like just any sort of consciousness and any sort of just common sense knows. Climate change is real. There's no doubting it. And we're the only ones that are in control of stopping this shit, you know?
And like, I think it even goes back to fucking the Lil Dicky song that came out. He put all the celebrities in it to make that a worldly impact. I feel like everybody really kind of honed in on that for a point in time and realized that. And then up until this now, that kind of like went in one ear and out the other a bit for like most people. I feel like this is causing people like this proves right here like we need to get on some shit. Like,
What's the
straight
statistic
up.
about with 24 arrests have been made in Australia due to the
Dude,
bushfire?
because people
I
are
don't
charged
even-
with arson. Dude, that's treason, damn near.
This
I know.
is-
You're
Who are these
causing your
people?
own fucking continent's fires.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like, it actually says on ABC, like, 24 arrests were made due to people trying to start fires as well. Like, why what in any fucking world would you be trying to damage your own country?
yeah, that's
Let
fucked.
alone, like, the whole fucking continent. Like, that was horrible. Like, why would anybody want to do
Bro,
something?
and didn't you say that they're like actually getting oh no,
I
Vince
don't-
told me this. He showed me an article that they're being basically forced to shoot kangaroos out of their misery so they could because they're gonna get devastated by the fire. It's just awful to see because it's getting so bad to the point where they're actually having to kill animals to put them out of their misery so they don't get burnt by the damn fire. You know, it's a serious fucking deal.
I saw a picture of a kangaroo completely just like
Charred.
yeah, just completely.
Oh, dude, I saw
That was
one.
sad.
I saw a koala bear that had gotten caught on like a barbed wire and charred, and it's like, dude, I don't want to see that.
horrible.
I know, and you
Jack,
hate,
man, I
like,
love
you
that movie.
straight up hate this.
Oh,
That's like a
Kangaroo
legendary
Jack's a
movie.
classic. Motherfucker's got the shades, a sweatshirt on. He's coolin'. Have you ever seen like the extended cut where it's him actually talking?
Yeah.
It's
No
hilarious.
way,
It's
really.
awesome.
That's funny.
He goes, "What's up, Mike? How you doing?" And he fucking
I
starts
was
jumping.
I was glad to see it rain though. A couple
Yes.
days ago.
I'm
In
so
Sydney,
happy
that's
it
hype.
rained,
Yeah,
finally.
that's hype.
They said it. I remember seeing on the tweet or something I saw. It was like the first rain in 5 months, or something like that. That is insane.
Yeah.
That partially probably goes into why arrests have been made because people are like, well, it's not going to rain, so this fire is just going to go. Like,
But then again, like, that's almost like killing yourself at that point. Like, I would never think that's the answer to do anything.
I mean, they're pretty close to the equator,
Who?
Australia.
No, they are
Oh,
not, bud. They're pretty south of the equator, I thought. Because the equator is in Brazil. That's in, like...
I
well,
mean,
not in
like,
Brazil, but it's in, you know what I'm talking about. It's in South America. Like, it's near South America.
pretty warm place though.
Ecuador is basically where the equator, like, aligns.
I know. I'm not saying like close that. I'm saying like close in the sense of to it, like not right up. I'm not saying it's right up on it. I'm just saying
It's
it's.
still
Oh,
in a fair,
yeah,
it's still
okay.
in a
In
fair
real-
proximity.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm just saying that
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
little south of the equator. But 2,000 plus homes have been destroyed, and the number's only going up, man. I mean, 17.9 million acres, and counting, obviously, because they're still
Just
going on, have
keeps
been
going.
destroyed.
That's
Dude,
horrible.
the whole fucking continent is on fire right now. Think about that.
They need to get like
everywhere.
Like-
they need to get like an army of planes just like that can like you know
They've
how you'll
probably already
see-
done that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like they
And
need
I'm
to be
sure
doing
that was part of it even too, but
It's just
It's
so, like I said,
crazy.
it's so dry. It's hard to actually tame the fucking fire, you know, because it's still gonna, even if you put water on dry land and fires coming here, it's still gonna blow right over. It's just gonna, like, in a sense, just tame it for like a quick second. It's just gonna go right out, you know. It's just, I don't know, man. It's
It's a
not
tragedy,
good.
yeah.
It's not good at all.
hoping things get better out there.
Yes,
for sure.
praying for Australia for sure.
sure,
man. Praying
man.
for all the wildlife,
I-
all the families out there.
I'd even like to I think it'd be cool if like we could set something up to donate, but
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where it would go, but
We set up a little
I'm-
GoFundMe. Fuck it, we'll
yeah.
send it right over.
but I'm sure that there's plenty of things out there too to donate. I've seen a lot of things on social media right now to like even just a repost can like help save something and donate something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
for sure, man.
get out there and definitely try to donate
Yeah, because
at
as-
least something to
Because
that
as
cause.
of right
'cause
now,
that's horrible.
Our world's on fire. One of our fucking neighbors to wait, would that be west? Yeah, neighbor to the west is on fire. All right, so let's help out. Yeah. All right, let's move on to cannabis culture, boys. Well, cannabis is now legal in Illinois, boys. It's now legal. You can go out and buy it recreationally.
Yeah,
smoke it recreationally. What are your thoughts
a
on this
little bit
culture
new.
right now and moving forward?
I think it's a good step.
It's a
just
definite-
another step to the puzzle.
Yep.
They're
sure.
they're finally building upon even more. I think it's eventually going to keep spreading over here to this side of the country.
I was
more
about to
and
say
more
it's
now.
big because almost every state bordering Indiana now,
Yeah.
besides
Yes, I
Kentucky, is
mean-
pretty much.
Yeah. They got. Come on now, Indiana. Let's make the change now. Right?
Ohio's medicinal.
Everyone knows it's gonna be a
Got
stretch.
Michigan, Illinois. Yep.
I mean, I like it, man. I mean, did you see that video? I think I saw it on Twitter. It was like obviously January 1st was the first day. Like obviously the dispensaries were open, and there was just this huge, I'd say at least a mile-long line lined up to go into the store to purchase. And it's just like, and I was in the suburbs of Chicago.
That's where I'm trying to get at too now. Like, y'all know I did a presentation over this even. Like, getting it legal in one state can do so much just for that one state. Like, when Colorado was the first one, that alone had brought in $1 billion in annual revenue. Like, having that much come in 1 year, that was the first state. Now that it's a popularity like that even more, I'm sure the numbers are way more rapid than that.
Question.
And like, then on top of that, the way that they do the tax, it's split up, and the tax is a bit heavy on it, but it's for a good cause when you realize where it really goes to ultimately.
Where does it go? Like
a lot.
Tax?
There's the excise tax, and then I forget what there was another kind of tax that's put on it, but the 50% excise tax is actually taken, and I think that one is one of the ones that's split up, and part of that is a big chunk of that goes into literally the community and the education systems.
See, that's so beneficial. Dude, why not?
It's literally helping pay for education, like. And literally it'll help literally fix the community. If you live in Indiana, we got a fuck ton of potholes. Like,
yes.
That is going to be coming to the community.
Shit.
Straight the fuck
Those
up.
pharmaceuticals are pressing right now, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet you Eli Lilly's
big
pissed.
pharma's.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it's not legalized in
see
Indiana, because Eli Lilly's centered in Indiana.
Big, yeah.
So they're just like, hell no, we ain't allowing that shit, because they want these different patients in hospitals paying for those. Obviously, those narcotics.
What could that do to a company of that size if it became legal in the state?
I don't honestly know, because, like, let alone, you hear people say this every day, Eli is a great company at the same time. They're an outstanding company for a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
But there's been certain scandals and stuff that I've heard over times, and I even read about in a law class this past semester, like, straight up, Lilly's been in some shit before, too, though, I found out. Like, but it's not their fault necessarily. It's people within their company that are doing that.
Yeah, going through the pharmacy to feel better, or you can just roll up. And then,
that's what I'm saying. Maybe they can.
Feel good.
I really think it'd be the best if a company like that were to try to incorporate something like marijuana or even CBD like into their industry.
Yeah, just work together.
Like, try to get a little bit of both sides, maybe to conform to one.
Exactly. Then both parties would benefit.
I've never even really thought about it that way.
Both parties would obviously boost their revenues, boost their incomes. I mean, their fucking money would go through the roof. They would be making a shit ton more money if they partnered up.
That'd be a weird though. Like I've never worked in either of those businesses or industries. Like I guarantee it's a way more complex process than that. But I'm excited to see where it goes.
I mean, look, here's the thing. When I had surgery on my knee after, before my junior year of football season, they put me on I obviously prescribed me some painkillers right after the surgery, and they made me feel just out of it. Like, not even necessarily engaged with anything around me. I was just a fucking dumb. I couldn't think. I couldn't process anything.
Literally, probably just numb.
Oh my god! I'd much rather just either consume an edible, smoke a blunt, smoke a J, than take the risk of getting addicted to these different prescribed pills.
Indiana's got such a big problem with that as it is. It's like you would think, like you've been having this opioid crisis in the Midwest.
You hear
Indiana
about that all the time.
Exactly. If you legalize marijuana, then those crimes go away. You'll see it. It'll trend down. The crime rate, I guarantee you, for some of those like Schedule I drugs like heroin, cocaine isn't. No, cocaine's Schedule II. Heroin, meth, all those would go way down, because you got to think. People that try to make the fucking case that marijuana is a gateway drug, it's bullshit. Because obviously if you ask like 10 people that have used meth, I guarantee you not guarantee, but I'm guessing maybe 4 people would say, yeah, they use marijuana. But if you also ask those people, of all 10 of them who have drank water, all 10 will say yes. So
yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, and that goes back to me saying, like, I feel like alcohol is way more of the culprit than marijuana is for being the gateway. 100%.
Because that's the thing. If you also ask those 10 people that are addicted to meth or heroin, who of you have drank alcohol, I almost guarantee you 9 out of the 10 hands will raise.
And you ask
At
him, you
least.
say, do you think that this came because of you drinking, or do you think because of you smoking?
Like more, which one do you think
And I
you relied
guarantee you
more on?
most would. I guarantee you a majority would say alcohol.
Drinking, yeah.
Definitely.
More.
I've talked to a few people that have
deaths.
even. I've literally talked to a few people in this past year that have recovered from substance abuse problems, and they've literally told me that they would say alcohol is more of the problem. 100%. Like each one of them completely agreed with
Because
me on that.
let's think about this. What health benefits do you get from drinking marijuana, or not drinking marijuana, drinking alcohol? What
Health benefits?
Yeah, what health benefits do you get from it? You can't even name one. Now, let me ask you the same question. What benefits do you get from marijuana? Smoking marijuana, consuming marijuana?
What do I personally get?
Yeah, what benefit?
Well, I mean, you'll get the relaxing factor for sure.
Yeah, obviously. It
That's what
benefits.
I'm
I mean,
saying.
there's multiple different health benefits to marijuana. That's what I'm trying to say. There's
have to
hardly
study
any
it.
for alcohol. So obviously, marijuana is not really much of a gateway drug. There are plenty of successful people out there that smoke marijuana. There's a lot of people that you know that you probably don't know even smoke. I guarantee
And this
it.
it being legal in Illinois will, I mean, that'll bring out all the closet smokers. You'll start to see them all if you know,
Oh
if you're,
yeah,
if
that's
you're
what
from
I'm
that
saying.
area.
You'll see a lot of people driving from the surrounding states.
It's like,
Oh,
oh,
for
you
sure.
were all about this all along. They're like, yeah.
That's the thing too, though. I feel like that's another thing too. It's been so shunned and for so many people, like in this area of the country, even that now people like that are starting to finally embrace that side of them and are able to comfortably embrace that side of them. I feel like everybody just there's a false judgment that comes with that too. Like people just see you as a stoner and that's all that
'Cause the
you
thing
are or
is,
something.
most
People
of
don't understand. I mean, there's so many productive people.
Most of the politicians that are against marijuana, I guarantee you, most of them probably have never smoked a day in their life. So how the hell can you
that
illegalize
is
something
that's a fact. I bet too.
that you haven't even tried before, that other people have and have said that they have gotten many benefits health-wise and maybe just mentally-wise, you know? Obviously, some people rely on it as a profession. I mean, there are some people that literally make their money off of investments in the weed stock. It is so beneficial.
I mean,
to
there's
just
people
our
that are
economy,
literally-
our school systems, our health systems. Like it'd
I
just
get-
be
I get-
so
who's
beneficial.
who's the guy we just watched the Impulsive podcast about? Who was that one guy? He literally said, I've made millions of dollars high. Like straight up. That was like the thumbnail for their interview, like straight up. And he's one of the guys that runs a big area of that industry, and he's came up, I forget what the dude's name is. That's kind of going to bug me now. I'm about to look it up low key.
But we'll get back to that after you're done researching. But
I mean, keep
for someone
talking,
that
I don't give a
hasn't
fuck.
What were
smoked,
you saying?
well, yeah. What were you saying about so he said that he.
No,
made,
I'm just saying, like,
were you
this
going with
dude is a
that?
big guy in the industry. I'm just saying, this dude straight up said, I've made millions of dollars while being high.
'Cause
Like,
it also-
the
you
dude
gotta
straight
think,
up said that on the
would
internet.
create
He don't give
so
a fuck.
many jobs too. But then
I mean, I get the reminder on Snapchat every day to invest in $4.20, $4.20, like for the industry. Like, do you ever get those on Snap? The invest
Yeah,
in
I've
the
got-
cannabis
yeah.
company.
Bro,
I
they
get
have,
those every day.
you got to think, dude. There's so many different, every industry can kind of be tailored into this industry too. Like Uber, they have, what's that called now? Weed maps. They have in California and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's literally Uber, you get weed delivered to your doorstep. Like, straight up. That's literally all it is.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. It creates
Yeah, I
so many
found it.
jobs,
Hold
but there are some people that argue like, oh, well, if we legalize it, then the cartels in Mexico are going to start to come over here, and it's like, why? I mean,
What?
they have. Don't
They got
have
plenty.
That? Yeah, they got plenty of
What
weed
was
in
that?
Mexico. The argument that some people may make for, because me and my dad were actually watching the History Channel. There was a little segment about marijuana, and one of the arguments that this one politician was making was basically saying that these different cartels from Mexico are going to try to infiltrate and try to rob these different dispensaries in America. And it's like, y'all got plenty of weed down in Mexico.
That's the most-
You got
yeah.
nothing to worry about.
That's the most fucking out of line statement I've probably heard of all fucking 2020 so far. That's for
yeah,
damn sure.
it's bullshit.
All right, the dude's name's Big Mike. Shout out fucking Big Mike. 'Cause he's they said AKA the king of weed. He's the CEO of Advanced Nutrients, which is the world's #1 supplier of the best nutrients to the cannabis industry. And this dude, like, I watched the interview. He's a super smart guy. They were back, him and his brother and people were back in like the 90s. He said, he remembers them like in their growing area, like when it was illegal, because they were doing this when it was illegal. Obviously, they didn't just jump right into it when it became legal. They knew about this stuff beforehand, and he told about him and his brother having a conversation in the past, and he had basically said, you're going to be able to buy like a pack of joints. They were smoking like a joint together. He said, you're going to be able to buy these like a pack of cigarettes like here in like 20 years. And he literally said to his brother, the Big Mike dude, he said to his brother straight up, he's like, no, he's like, dude, you're crazy. Like, yeah, right. Like, just laughed about it basically. Fast forward to now, you can do that
You're close.
in half of America now. Like, damn near. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
If you see us in Illinois, just mind your business.
Just mind your damn business.
You know what it is.
All I know is we better be going slow as fuck going across that border.
And if you see us,
multiple patrol cars just sitting out there to pull you over for literally anything.
now if you see anybody coming from the West Coast, just turn your head. Come on. Just turn your head. Let them drive. You know where they're going. You know they're heading home.
Exactly.
I think already in Marion County here you can have
an ounce in your car.
I think that's a good step towards at least something.
It's like that in Kentucky too.
What people mistake it as, this is the problem. People think that
Some people are
when you
dumb,
get pulled over that they can't even search your car. They can still search your car.
They can give you a court date.
They can still give you a ticket. They just can't throw you in jail.
I've run into a few people that have literally straight up been like, yeah, they can pull you over if you have under an ounce, but they can't give you a ticket or anything.
Yes, they
I'm like,
can.
yeah.
But that's still a big step.
They
like,
easily still can.
Like back a few years ago, like you'd have been, you could have a gram and you'd be done. You're going to jail.
Bro, I know a few people that have lliterally had court dates for having like crumbs in their fucking car,
bro,
like straight up. Johnson County, bro, they don't fuck around. They do not fuck around.
The only ticket I've ever gotten was from a Johnson County cop at a Southport basketball game. I was literally parked like 5 feet in front of a fire hydrant, and I guess you have to be like within 10 feet. But dude, there was no fucking fire going on, bud. I mean, what the
Who
fuck?
even fucking knows?
So
that,
he goes, you got your license registration, pulls it out, and he gives me like a $20 ticket. I was like, here, take the I had $20 on it. Here, take it. He goes, no, you gotta mail it into our station. I can't take it right here.
Like, bro, I'll give you $20 if you leave me the fuck alone, and I'll move my car. Like,
Jesus,
get out of my face.
Well, transitioning on, let's just say that a person that you know that hasn't smoked as often is saying, hey, I want to start smoking a little bit more often, a little bit more recreationally. What is a piece of advice that you would give to them before they actually start smoking recreationally?
I'm telling them to go to YouTube straight up, because sometimes people, I've noticed, will ask you for information, but don't even necessarily want to hear your answer as much. I feel like that's something I can explain to people 10 different ways, 1,000 different times, and
it's hard to do.
It's something you can explain 1,000 different ways. Yeah, you're right.
Like everyone's different. Everyone has different reactions to it.
And I've heard people like say their first time that they like saw fucking visuals.
Dude,
and
I've heard so many crazy ass stories, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, sure, but I would tell them straight up, go listen to my boy Eric Kahn on YouTube, one of the best weed tubers out here.
Shout out Eric Kahn.
He literally pushes being an intelligent stoner into a sense. Like, he literally is on there to teach you about cannabis, how to use rigs, how to do this, what is the process of getting each of these buds, how they can actually help you, like benefits wise. Like, he talks about it all, and I've watched him grow now. My boy Grant put me on to him. Shout out Graham Thart. He's making fucking music this whole past year.
Fuck yeah.
You guys already know.
Yo.
But he put me on to him when he probably had just under 100,000 subscribers, and he's now just over 600,000. And this is within the last year and a half, 2 years probably now.
That's what I would say.
And he has grown. He's grown that much. Yeah.
Like he did. Like I would just say,
go
listen
research
to those guys. Do your research on.
And he just gets sent stuff now, like from different companies, because people want him to be that guy that talks about it for him. Because like he does it in such a good way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like that's one piece of advice I would give people: just educate yourself on it. You know that there's always a right time, a right place, and you may have a different reaction to it at first, but it's just a matter of getting used to it and just finding your element and just. It's all about relaxation, bro. I think that's the main thing that comes with smoking marijuana or consuming marijuana. It relaxes you. Embrace the relaxation. quit trying to fight it. Because that's what I think is a main problem with some people. They try to fight that feeling. They don't want to put themselves in another state of mind because they want to feel in control. But at some point,
shout out Mac Miller, man.
Can't fight the feeling.
You just have to relax.
R.I.P.
You cannot.
too.
Yes, R.I.P. Mac.
R.I.P.
You
Mac.
cannot fight the feeling.
Hey.
You gotta go look up.
Yes, sir.
You gotta. What is that? What the song's called?
Fight the feeling.
You
Yeah.
gotta go look up that music video.
I'm
if you
sure a
haven't
lot
seen
of
it.
people
It
know
is
that.
Go watch
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch that video like right now, straight up, because
Actually, don't click off of this. Obviously, go watch it afterwards.
after you're done, go
But
go on over and click fight.
What
the
I'm
feeling.
saying is, a lot of these people are fighting that feeling because we've seen it. There was one chick that we were with thought that she was going to die. Okay, and I don't want to deal with that. All right, I just don't because you got to look, and you just got to comfort yourself.
Stu,
with it. You
I
have
can't
to
tell you how
be
many times
comfortable.
I've had to help people through that.
It's
too.
so annoying. It's just
I'm like, I literally
relax.
just gotta
That's all I
tell them. I turn on some music. I'm like, hey, quit worrying about whatever the fuck you're worrying about. Calm down.
some people get
Let's
paranoid.
listen to this. Come on. I'm a paranoid person.
But when
too.
someone's
That's why.
paranoid like that, like you're not gonna. It's gonna be hard to.
That's
reach
my
them.
thing though. Like I always try to. You gotta
You
find.
have no idea.
If you're a
That's the
paranoid
thing, though.
person already,
You have.
idea.
That's the thing people don't understand. It's very easy. It is. You just have to find a commonality to make them feel comfortable. If you tell them, yes, I'm a paranoid person too. Look at me enjoying this. Look at this. Like, you just got to think about it this way. People will literally start to think about it that way. You can make them get a comfortability
Yeah,
out
exactly. There are multiple different ways to get a comfortability.
If you're over
out of
here
it.
telling somebody straight up, dude, you're just tweaking out. Like, can you calm down? Like, or something like that.
That's
like,
not gonna help
caring.
them
It's
at
literally
all.
just gonna make them
Worse.
tweak even
10
harder.
times worse.
Because
bro.
there's a kid that we know that we played baseball with our senior year. The first time he smoked, oh my god, dude went absolute. You know exactly.
They said he
what
was
I'm-
throwing up everywhere.
Oh, dude,
but
throwing
guess
up
what
all over
happened?
the house.
Guess what happened? He had a situation with me and a few of the other boys a few weeks later, and we calmed him down.
Look, all
'Cause
I
we
was
made
do-
him feel
no,
calm.
because
I
all
don't
the
know.
boys that I was with when we were with the guy that we're talking about, everybody else was like tweaking. You know what I did? I sat back, sat with them, turned on some of that '70s show, and just said, "You know what, brother? Just relax. You're gonna be fine." But everyone else is like, "Dude, you gotta stop. My dad's in the room. Stop. Like, dude, just relax."
You're
with
gonna
them.
make
Tell
him
it's
tweak out.
okay.
You're gonna make him tweak out 100 times more
Oh
doing
my
shit.
god,
like
it was
that.
If you
so
think you're
annoying.
gonna have an
'Cause-
experience like
and
that, just don't do it.
And the funny thing
Yeah,
is,
if you think you're gonna have something like that, it's probably not your
For
thing.
you.
the
and
funny
just
thing is, the
don't ever
people
even
that
touch
I was with when all this was happening was telling me that I was wrong for not doing anything. And it's like, dude, that's the best thing you can do is just tell them that it's going to be okay and that I'm feeling this with you and turn on some TV and shut the fuck up.
It's
It's
literally
that
that
simple.
simple, straight up.
Because
like-
they were saying I was the idiot. What the fuck are you talking about? I was the realest one in there. I was the most logical person.
Nah. But that's the thing, bro.
Christ.
People tend to panic in a lot of those types of situations when being just relaxing and literally observing it, just taking your time with it is the best way to go every time with those things. Unless it's instrumental to someone's life, get them to where they need to fucking go. But that ain't gonna happen with this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Just
It'll
it's
put
all
you on
about
the mental.
relaxation.
Straight up.
Well, next question we have is, do you feel marijuana could lead down a dark path? Yeah, okay.
If you sit around all day, every day, you're just smoking weed every day, like not
No.
doing anything, that's gonna lead you. Obviously,
It's-
it can lead that way. Like if you get to a point where you just can't, you're doing it all day just for no reason. Like then it's gonna lead into something negative for
And
sure.
bro, it's just like you said though. Like there's a time and place for it every time, whether or not you want to think that or not. There's always a time and place for it. If you got shit to do that day and you're over here doing that in the morning and don't end up getting through all that shit, you're already behind. Like straight up. There's no going back on that day. Like it put you behind a little bit. If you think it's something that's gonna be holding you back to
Don't
stuff
do
you
it.
gotta get done, don't be doing it.
Like
It's as simple as that.
Like Joe Rogan always says, if you're a lazy person, smoking weed's not going to help you at all. It's going to make you even more lazy. Like, if you truly think that smoking marijuana is going to help you if you're a lazy person, you're just moronic.
I'm not even
That's just
gonna-
an illogical way to go.
I'm not even
about
gonna
it.
cap. I used to literally like try to almost like train myself in a sense. Like I used to literally make sure I was only doing productive stuff when I was high.
Same.
And it eventually just got to the point to where that's what I would do when it resulted to that. Like, I would be being productive off of it, like, straight up.
Sure,
and to this
man.
day, still being productive off of it.
A lot of the people that, let's just say they do start out with marijuana, then it leads on to other drugs. A lot of these different people that start out with marijuana and they do lead on to other drugs, I think they have a lot more emotionally and mentally going on, you know, a lot of the time when they do go on to that next drug, because they're trying to feel some sort of happiness and something to get from those different experiences and those different drugs, you know.
Right.
And maybe smoking marijuana or ingesting marijuana wasn't the right way to go about it, and then they move on to the next drug. I think that's what ultimately leads down to a bad path, is when you're not in a great place mentally. When you do start consuming
it puts
marijuana,
you in your mental.
because
I think
it puts
it's
you
more
in a
so-
bad state too, because that's all you're going to be thinking about when you're high. All you're going to think about is all like the shit that's going through your head, and like I said, most of the time it's not good things that are going through the head. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think it's more so the fact that people build up a tolerance over time, and that's what causes them to do other
they're
things.
just not satisfied with the high. Is that what
They're
you're
not
saying?
satisfied with
Just like I said,
feeling
doing it
that
every
anymore,
day,
maybe.
like doing it just so much like that's what it's gonna
But
do.
that can go into that can just go into genetics and other stuff like that. Like, you can get into that for fucking days. Straight up.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think we're gonna go with this last question here. What do you feel it will take for the drug to be legalized federally?
It's not a drug.
Well, it's okay. Well, what do you think it's going to take for marijuana to be legalized federally? Is that a good, more politically correct answer for you there, wise guy?
Calm down.
That works out a little bit better that way, yeah.
Okay, well, the question, you just stand there with the thumb up your ass.
Well, I don't know what other precautions you got to take. I think that's just up to the government and when they want to get shit done finally.
it's just
I'm kind of nervous for it to
I
become
think,
to that sense,
honestly,
honestly.
bro, what
I've told
you s-
people for a long time I have a bit of a theory, like, if it does become federal, there could become
what you said
pesticides or some
earlier
shit
about
be put
what you
into
said
it.
earlier about the pharmaceuticals and the different weed dispensaries partnering up. That honestly wouldn't be a terrible idea if these different dispensaries reached out to these different pharmaceuticals and it's like, hey, let's come
like,
to a
Tell
middle
us what
here.
you think about that, because we've talked about this before. And
That's
pretty interesting take.
It's an
on it.
That's
interesting
the thing.
take.
That's the thing, though, is because a lot of people don't realize it's gonna, like, all the pharmaceutical companies are gonna be taking a loss if marijuana gets legalized.
Yes,
Straight up.
they will.
That's-
They will take
It's
a loss.
gonna happen.
But
It's not a question. That's a fact. But I don't know if maybe they were to get. I don't know. Like, honestly, it's so.
It's a
It's a
smart
what if.
idea.
It's a what
Just-
if, but
yeah.
But
It's
What
a
it-
smart what if.
if they could maybe get a bit from here and get a bit from there,
And then come to a middle.
maybe
That's what I'm
come to
saying.
a consensus or
Mhm,
something.
Exactly.
I don't know. It would maybe
I
work
think
out
that
better.
could definitely benefit both parties too, because at that point, if you legalize it, obviously legalize it federally. Yes, if like the pharmaceuticals, like let's just say they didn't partner up and didn't come to a middle. Obviously, those pharmaceutical companies
I
will
just
lose a lot of
think
money.
big pharma just hates it too much to ever partner up with it. I feel like they just literally hate it
But
so
they
much.
could create so
I-
much. Like,
But then again, it scares me for if they do combine with it, because if that were to happen or something, they could start putting some shit into it. That's where I see the flaw at too, and that's what I always talk
maybe,
about when
but
it.
like you
It's
said-
there's so many what
but
ifs.
like
bro.
you
Conspiracy.
said though,
I don't know.
if
There's so
the
many what ifs.
dispensaries and the pharmaceuticals
I
come
could
to a
talk
middle,
about it all
and let's
day.
just say in that middle entails, hey, we'll both get 50-50 of the profits, but if we are going to partner up and we are going to do this, you cannot put any shit in our weed. This is our product. We have contributed to this. You didn't. But since this is going to be legalized federally, maybe if we come to a middle, I mean, they could create
I'm
different
just
types of
saying,
medicines
though,
with this
like-
shit. There's so many different possibilities that could come about this, you know? That's why I
Yeah.
wanted you to
I'm
further
just saying,
explain it,
though,
because it is
I
a
don't-
really good take.
I don't think it'll ever be ethical if they combine. I think there's always going to be some secret shit going on, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's just the outlook I have on it. Like, there's plenty of different outlooks, and you can talk about it all day. Like,
moving forward, like we're gonna be seeing like with the re-election coming up, like you're gonna see people's beliefs on what they think about it, and that's definitely gonna play a part on it. It's a good step moving forward. You got another state going. You got tons of other states talking about it, so it should
it's
be,
clearly beneficial, though. I mean, like I said, it can help bring a lot of revenue to a state, which is ultimately why I feel like it's the best thing for business. I think it just improves the entire economy.
Yes.
It improves the community. It improves the education systems. Like, what more can you ask for in the community necessarily? Like,
it's just, it would benefit so many people in the sense that.
And I mean, there's so many health benefits that have clearly been proven.
It brings health benefits. It brings economic benefits.
I don't know what more. I don't know what you gotta hate on it for. Like, most of the time when I hear certain politicians or people saying bad things about it, it's literal just bullshit.
Ew, it's
like,
straight, because they've never, like I said earlier.
It's an assumption, like, straight up. And like you said, a lot of those people have not done it.
No. Never have done it a day in their life.
Y'all been on ASAP from the net, man.
I mean, I know a lot of y'all people know this too, but
like, subscribe,
that's just how
comment,
it's gonna be.
Keep it going. Appreciate y'all.
Let's go, baby.
Keep it going. 2020, baby.
Yes, sir. We out you.